This is a platform where we talk about everything tech, everything AI, Dumelang, Dumelang, Dumelang. Welcome to AI Conversations. If you are new here, this is a platform where we talk about everything AI, everything tech, and everything future innovation. My name is Tato Pala, and I am not alone. I'm with my co-host Tepo Banda and the lady behind the mic.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
Hey guys, good to be back. Welcome back. Lady behind the mic here. What it do?
So, today we're going to be talking about the education system in South Africa. But before we get to that, how are you guys doing? I think it's Thursday today, ne?
Yeah.
It's Thursday, almost Friday. We are making it to the end of the week, okay? We are making it. We're almost there, guys. How are you guys doing?
No,
How's
I'm
work?
alright. No, this week has been alright. No stress this week, no problems. Everything is going. Work has been. It's work. I can't
Yeah.
complain.
Yeah.
Nobody's going well so far. There's no stress. This week has actually been nice. Ngikholile. This weekend, yeah, I've been waiting.
Spender.
Did you fix your phone?
It's coming, it's coming. So next episode I'll show you guys.
You're
It's
cooking.
coming. I have to, we're not fixing it by that place, but it'll be fixed.
Yeah. Okay, how are you doing?
How are you
Oh,
doing?
how am I
Yeah,
doing?
last week we forgot.
Yeah, really.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing okay. Work is a lot.
It is.
Work is a lot, but we're pushing through, with thriving. So yeah, I'm good. Outside work, man, I'm cruising.
Cruising.
Love it.
What's lady?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I'm content. I'm joyful. God is good. That's all. Yeah, it's just been a hectic week, but then we're out here, we're career girlies, so it is what it is, and we're here for it. So, guys, I think I'd like to ask you guys this time around, what is on your algorithm?
Start with you.
On my
Yeah,
algorithm, right?
start with you.
On my algorithm, Shay man, sorry, I'm still smiling from how we're all good and everything.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
And
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
about
yeah.
to talk
But
about
there
is
is-
nothing nice. So
Yeah.
let me
Every time it comes
Yeah.
to you,
let me swallow my smile. So on Twitter, I
Yes.
saw a couple of posts about this girl who went on a date and she did not come back.
Oh, is it all
Nee.
Loro?
Olo-
Olerato,
But I saw it's a L-O. Still pronounced the
Olorato.
same. Lorato.
Olorato.
Yeah.
So that's been bothering me. Like I think it's a very tough time to be a woman in South Africa right now.
Yeah.
Because literally 2 days or a day after news broke out on Olorato's case, some lady posted, I think her name is Balesa on Twitter, she posted that she's looking for her friend, all the way in Cape Town, that she's looking for a friend, that her friend went out in the afternoon or at night, I'm not sure, and she drove off and they haven't found her. So yesterday, they found her and she sadly passed on.
Sure.
And it's, even if, I don't know what happened to the lady, right? Even if the lady was not killed by a man, my first thought was, which man did it now? Like, are they going to arrest him? I didn't think otherwise. Like, I didn't think maybe she had a heart attack driving or something. My first thought was like, oh my gosh, another serial killer on the loose.
So I heard it on the radio this morning. So I don't like listening to music when I drive to work. I listen to the radio. So on YFM, they were saying that she did all the correct steps. So she sent the location to the friends. She knew. So how safe can you be? So she went on a date. And what I heard it today is they found the car. Today, it was a Polo. At a panel beater of the guy she went on a date with. So now they're looking for these two guys. They've identified the two guys. So there's progress.
Wait, which two guys?
Apparently there's two guys that were in the car. She was supposed to go on a date, but there were two guys.
When she got into the car, there were two guys.
Yeah, apparently. So they're looking for two guys at the moment. And I saw a stats, it was okay wasabi, you're saying one of every 3 girls experiences GBV in South Africa.
True.
Definitely.
Yeah,
True.
so that's what I heard today. There was a breaking news that they found a car at a panel beater.
Okay.
So the cops are working, but the thing is, it goes back to it's us as men. We have to start asking ourselves why. It's just common. It's no more girl safeties because they do everything right. She switched on a location. She did all the correct
You're letting
steps.
everyone know.
Yeah, they tell you sit at the back
Yeah.
of the Uber. No, sit in the passenger seat, not at the back. So
Oh, really? We sit in front.
because it's easier to come out, there's easier access to come out the car.
I think what I know is that don't sit directly behind the driver. That's the one I know, because they can then like I don't want to say capture you, but I want to say they can like hold onto your legs, like trying to get out of the car if you're sitting directly behind them. So what I know is that I always sit like diagonally, like in the back seat across, or I'm sitting in the front seat, like passenger. Yeah, definitely, but never directly behind them.
Okay.
So the cops, they are working fast in this case, but it's a case we hear all the time. So how safe are women out there? And it's us. I feel like us as men, it's a conversation we need to have with ourselves. Why do we think that we possess women? Why do we feel the need for this? So it's a deeper topic. We'll get into that. I don't have the facts yet, but I know that this morning they found a car at a panel beater.
I
It's a
didn't know
polo.
that.
Yeah, it was this morning. They found a polo. It's 2 guys.
They found it
not
this
one.
morning, or
I think
they only
yesterday,
broke
but
the news.
they broke the news today.
Okay.
They found a pole and it was 2 guys.
Sure, but do you guys really think she would have gotten into the car if like it was 2 guys in the car?
But
no,
it's a date.
I feel like it was a setup, to be
Right?
honest.
Nah.
I really, really feel like it was a setup, because I feel like the way she had prepared herself when going out, she really thought she was safe. She believed she was safe, and she didn't expect anything to go wild. So it was really, really like a setup, unfortunately.
For me, I thought like, cause I've seen tweets as well. This lady came out and she's like, "You guys, I know this guy. Like I've interacted with this person before." She's like, on a Sunday, this guy was driving like just right next to her. She was walking somewhere, and she's like, this guy was hitting on her, and she was like, "Nah, I'm good," and I think he was inviting her to get into the car, and she kept saying no, and now she had to shout out her number so he can leave. And I don't think they met up, because she's alive. So
Yeah, so no, that's hectic.
for me, I think we have a serial killer on the loose.
With
And
these
now,
2 guys.
Now, because it's 2 guys, maybe it's 2 serial killers. Or
But
he's
then, is it more
recruiting.
has it been more than one now? Because serial, isn't that like once they've killed like
mean-
multiple people?
I think he's giving signs of like. I think he's giving signs of having killed more than one person. He was too meticulous with it. He reversed into the driveway when picking up Olorato. No one saw his face. His number plate was cloned. He was too careful. I think he has done it before. Okay, but let's wrap up my algorithm.
Okay, now we're gonna have our producer has a
A few words.
few words on this thing.
Okay.
So you don't have to hold the mic. I just wanted to give my 2 cents in here.
No
just very
problem.
interested.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it could be a serial killer, but it could also be other organizations. For example, massive one that is currently a big epidemic around the world, sex traffickers. So they usually do a lot of that as well, like normal reversing, fake plates and everything. So it could be that, but in South Africa, could be most likely a bit of both.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. That's what I'm saying.
An essay.
It's a problem with the essay, man.
Can never be sure. What's on your?
Oh, mine. Yeah, on a lighter note a bit. The Google I/O launched last week. AI. So I was talking to Kamu the other day. I said, which one do we trust the most? Is it Gemini or ChatGPT? I think
Who's Gamu?
Yeah, I wanted to ask. Like, who's that?
some other person that gives me work here. at
Oh.
the bank. Yeah. One
Okay.
stress. Every week is work. I was discussing with Kamu that side. And I was just asking her that. Because what they said is Gemini 2.5 is number one in the world. Is it because do we trust ChatGPT because we know it, or do we scared to try new things? If Gemini is really better than ChatGPT, Boss lady, what do you think? What Kamu says ChatGPT number one. What do you think?
I think it would come down to what they both have to offer and where your priorities lie, right? Because I think from that it was said that Gemini has the issue of not doesn't have memory.
Yeah, the
not
storage is
retaining
not as good as
as
open.
as OpenAI ChatGPT's one, right? I am an avid ChatGPT user. It really does help me navigate through my work and things like that. But I do think the one thing that is really important for me, because the work I do, I need to always refer back to what was done before, is the memory part. If you can't remember this email that I am talking about from 4 days ago and I need to follow up on it, what are we doing? I think that's just really like the memory thing. It's important.
But I feel like, Gemini, nah, Google, I think it runs us. We really use Google for everything.
Fact.
When you think about something, because now what we do is we ChatGPT something. When we want to know something, we don't Google it anymore. So now with Google, it gives you a Gemini suggestion.
Yeah.
So it's integrated Microsoft Office. All those things require Google also. So I feel like Gemini will be number one because it's with Google.
Yeah, it's with Google, and they don't really give you the option of whether you want to use it or not. It's there.
It's there.
It's there.
You
Do know
search,
what I'm
it's
saying?
there.
You search, it's that first response that pops
Yeah.
up. It's that Gemini AI thing, right? So yeah, man.
Yeah, so just a little cool little features I saw about that day.
Okay.
There was the multilingual support.
Okay.
So let's say, is it Google Meet? Google Meet.
Yeah.
So now let's say you're talking to someone from overseas and it will translate what he's saying in English to you in another language. Yeah, in AI.
translations.
And that one is too much.
It's too much. It's fire.
It's fine.
Yeah, guys.
So going to there's other cool features. There's Vio 3 or Vio 3 pronunciation, sorry. It helps you with videos, generate videos, images properly, and then they introduce Flow now. So Flow is more for now shooting a movie, so it's longer duration. So now it has what I saw, it has sound, background sound, and the animating sound, and voiceover. So now it's all sounds in one, and you can create. So you can put in 2 pictures. Maybe I'll show you an example when I edit. I'll put something here. You can put in 2 images and say, I wanted to do 1, 2, 3, and it's gonna do a video for you in a little film animation. So I feel like that's pretty cool. Going to the multilingual support. How can that help us in South African education system? You know what I'm saying? What do you think? What do you think, host?
I really want to say what I have to say for the conversation we're having today.
Yeah.
Because it's around,
The whole thing, yeah.
But just to give, a bit of something, I think it's really going to save a lot of learners in rural areas, a lot of learners in the townships, learners who don't know English.
Yes.
Because when I think, most times, I think in my home language first, ke Mopedi. So when I think in Sepedi, and then I translate, when I'm speaking in English, I translate into English. That, okay, bekinyo kore, So a lot of these kids, when now they have an AI tool that translates things from their language to English or from English to their language, they're going to have much more understanding of what they're doing in school. Because you get to a school, maybe you got a scholarship, right?
Yeah.
and then you're from Eslalini, like
Leboago.
you're from Eslalini, like serious Eslalini, ne? And you don't know English. You got the scholarship because you're really smart, right? Or maybe you're really good in soccer or rugby, whatever it is. When you get to that English speaking school, that English medium school, and you have an AI tool like this, then you don't really have to struggle for you to understand everything that is happening.
So
you know?
now the question is, wouldn't you be too dependent on it now instead of learning a new language? That's where you come from, the schools, right? English is the universal language, so we say. So now let's say I'm using this tool for everything. Won't you become now dependent on this AI translator?
I don't think so from my side because it's saying the words back to you, right?
Yeah, so now it's two people.
Yeah.
We Google Meet,
Mhm.
and so there's a language barrier.
Yes, yes.
Let's say Koba's from the Blazing, and I'm the supplier. And we want to talk. So he knows Afrikaans, but I know English. So we're trying to talk to each other. So you can talk to Afrikaans or translate in English. I speak English, you'll say in Afrikaans.
No, I don't think it will cause a sense of dependency. I don't know. I feel like it's so odd. I don't know. Like, why would it cause dependency? I think it would rather. Do they still get to hear what the guy's saying in Afrikaans?
You see, I think producer can correct me if I'm wrong. On Google now, there's a function where you type in what you want to say in English. Yeah, that translator.
And then it translates.
Google
That's
Translator.
helpful. I don't think somebody would.
So now this is a Google Meet. So we're having a meeting. So we're doing business now. We get clients from Japan. Now we want to talk to them on Google Meet, like have a meeting, but it's translating. So it's our interpret in the middle. So for school-wise, as she's saying that the guy playing rugby is coming to cares, won't they now, like, how are they still going to read and write if they're using this tool?
Okay, nee. So, okay. You take whatever is being written in English in the textbook and you give it to, right? And it translates into Xhosa or Sepedi.
Yeah.
So if I read it and understand it in my language, then I go back to the English writing and I'm like, oh, okay. So now I start
okay,
matching
fix.
words and, I'm learning in the process.
Our producers, masters in these things.
So from my experience, what I've seen online,
Yeah.
first of all, the Vivo 3 thing, hate it. I'll say my own opinion about it later. Why are you looking at me so confused, host?
Because why do you hate it? I want to know. I'm interested.
Because it's taking jobs away from actual creatives.
Oh,
For
okay.
example, animators, voiceover artists, actual...
No, this one we'll have to put it in next week. I feel like it can help us produce as a marketing team.
Yeah.
No, we'll put you guys will see the producer next this
No,
time.
I'll be off camera. Say this goes like- Anyways, like I was saying, so with that thing, the Google Meets, it's very similar to how they use their translator. So, for example, let's say I speak a bit of German, and you don't speak a lick of German at all. So if I spoke to you and I said, hello, ich bin Emil, wie geht's? So it's pretty much saying, how are you? Google will take that, turn it into English, and then say it back to you.
Yeah.
So it would do pretty much the same thing for any other language.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have more for us? Multilingual
That creativity.
video creation. Do you have more that you liked about the system or this new AI tool?
Or the IO Google thing. No, I just feel like AI is getting scary now.
Sure.
It really is.
Scary or exciting?
Exciting. But it's like at the same time, as Emil is saying, it's also a lot of there's that 2D. We also saw it with Kamu there. There's this 2D animator. So when you're talking, you have a picture, it can turn into a 3D model and make you. So it's exciting and scary at the same time. But we can get into today's topic. What's today's topic?
You don't ask me about my algorithm.
I was about to
Sarasa.
ask. Yeah.
Oh, it's there.
What,
Oh, we all have Twitter. She told us she doesn't have Twitter. Yes.
but her algorithm can be anyway. It can be
Yeah.
Instagram
Or YouTube.
or
Okay.
yeah,
What's on your? I don't want to say it wrong.
algorithm.
Algorithm.
Algorithm, yes. Okay. This one is a bit close to my heart as as an upcoming wannabe philanthropist.
Okay.
Today marks the start of National Child Protection Week in South Africa. Right.
Okay.
So this is pretty much to like raise awareness for children's rights and the Children's Act and whatnot in South Africa. And they do have a theme. So the theme is working together to end violence against children, which I feel like, especially with what's been happening currently with regards to violence against women, as you've been speaking about, it's important to also just like let's highlight this, for the children as well. Let's not mistreat these people. And yeah, I was watching the news actually. That's where I get my algorithms. My algorithms.
Right.
Yeah. I was watching the news and I just actually like to give a big shout out to ENCA because they kind of like inspired me to this, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And their soapbox, they have that soapbox segment in the morning where they pretty much ask people around like questions. So I think before I further go into this topic, I just like to from the top of you guys' head hear your takes on this. What do you guys think we need to do to further just like protect our children? What do you guys think needs to be done to just further still protect our children?
Sure. Why are you putting me on the spot?
Sure. I don't have a child.
You don't need to. Wow, guys.
Okay, I'm
neither do
joking.
I.
No
I'm
ways.
joking.
Maybe you
No
hand the
way.
mic.
What
does not
can
have
we
a child
do?
either.
I don't know. Yes, sis.
Yeah.
Yo.
To protect our children.
This is like, oh my gosh. Okay, you're reminding me. So when I was in primary, I had this friend, right? Let's just say BP. So BP comes from a household where there's only one parent, right? It's the dad. So the mom passed away, and ever since then, she's been in and out of what's this? Homes. What do we call them? Those?
Foster homes.
Foster.
Foster homes.
No. Orphanage homes.
Orphanages.
Yeah. And like, she'd come to school with no lunch, come to school with bruises, right?
Sure.
So all along, I thought the dad was like
Doing
abusing. Yeah. Only to find that it's the dad's sister. And she had siblings. So she had 2 older siblings, 1 year older than her. They were twins, a grade above, and she, was in my grade. So the thing is that the siblings were also going through the same thing, but they were not living in the same
Household.
same I said foster home
Orphanage.
again, orphanages. And I always had the urge to go and be like to my teacher and be like, bro, she is struggling. Like,
Go help.
yo, bruh. And I still carry it with me even now that like I never said anything. I never did anything. So I think the question you're asking is very important and it's something that because we had nothing to say now, that we should think about more, whether we have kids or
100%,
not.
100%.
So many people out there should start thinking about these questions. We have younger siblings. I have a younger sibling, a little baby. So yeah, I'll think about it.
Definitely, guys. I think it's such an important thing to consider, because I know this is a cliche when they say that children are the future, but they are the future.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like what millennials and boomers and them who are older like to say, that we are a broken generation and things like that, because we got broken when we were young. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why we've got so many issues. Because what did you guys do? Do you know what I'm saying? Yes, there's like askies.
No. So I wanted to go back to your question. I thought about it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like our parents also do so. There's only so much they can do to protect us. So I believe that I believe that we just need to hold each other accountable as parents, as grown-ups. Because there's only, you can keep your child in the house for so long, but as you said, it can also happen within the house.
Yes. So that's where actually I want to
Yeah.
go right now is that for me, I feel like how we can protect our children is by informing and educating children, guys. If children are informed and educated, they're more likely to be aware of certain dangers. It's like what you're saying now. We can't just keep them locked up,
Yeah.
right? We need to educate these children. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's
Okay.
for me. That's our little soapboxing and a
Yeah,
session.
we can do it also.
So yeah.
Let's propose it. We can also spread awareness
Yeah,
as the
you know,
company.
let's spread awareness in the
Yeah,
company.
actually,
Let's
do a few activations, let
Definitely.
people know.
Yeah.
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 How long does the
It's a week. It's this week. So I think until like 7 days, until the 5th of June.
Okay.
Yeah, until the 5th
Okay.
of June.
So that's your task. The spread awareness. Let's not
Yes.
just speak about it.
Yeah,
Let's
guys.
actually do something
Yeah.
about it.
Let's definitely
Okay.
push that.
Okay, thank you guys so much. Your algorithms are definitely very interesting, you know. Yeah, you got me thinking, lady behind the mic, you got me thinking. But anyway, guys, let's get into today's topic. So we're going to be talking about the AI in higher education systems in South Africa. So for us to get to this topic, we looked at the different struggles that the education system in South Africa is facing currently. So now we want to know how AI can possibly help alleviate these struggles, right? So you have classes with, I think we mentioned this last week,
Yeah.
that we have classes with more than 100 students or 100 students, right? And the learner to teacher ratio is very imbalanced, right? We have struggles like outdated curriculums. You know, we have struggles like being multilingual, you know, knowing more than just your home language, you know, knowing English. So how do you guys think that AI can combat these struggles?
I think the one I'd like to start off with is it's not necessarily hitting exactly on the point you mentioned, like the learner to teacher ratio part, but I don't know if you guys are aware that recently in a certain private school, in a certain private schools, there's been an issue with, I don't necessarily want to say, but like teacher retention rates. So that, like, so when teachers aren't able to stay in a school and teach learners like for a solid period of time, let's say for a full life cycle of this child's high school life, it creates an imbalance within that. Do you know what I'm saying? So now the child continuously, so they're learning, it's the curriculum, right? They're learning, they need to now adapt to this teacher's certain teaching style. Next thing, that teacher is gone, they've got this new temporary teacher. They still need to adapt to this teacher and still figure out like how to connect what they're saying to actually learning and grasping it and things like that. I've had one of those situations whereby I've changed like math teachers like in high school. The second math teacher, I couldn't do it.
Was
like
it a problem in high school? I also went through a lot of
guys,
maths teachers.
yeah, no, like really, I couldn't just comprehend. For me, it was quite difficult, right? So I believe that within certain situations like that, where AI steps in, is then whereby you have, you know, like for example with Oka AI, one of our in-house products, we're actually currently going through a launch, a full-on launch of the AI tutor, right? And this is where it would come in the situation whereby it's now a mentor to this child. So now it's like there's now been rules set that since this child has started on their journey like this, the AI tutor has taken them through this. This is what the child understands. This is what the child doesn't understand.
Yeah.
This is their personalized learning journey. They comprehend things this way. That's what that our Oka AI system, Oka AI tutor, is able to provide for you. So now the teacher is able to now get all of these analytics and is able to just go in straight and not now having to still figure out different learning methods and whatnot. She just goes into the curriculum straight on ahead and is able to help the learner exactly the way they need to be assisted. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's not just what I read about the Orca Tooth is not just about from a teacher point of view.
Definitely.
And you as a parent too. Also helps you check your learner, see how he does or she. So it's a great tool for students. So what I wanna ask in our education system is when the matric results come out, why are places like Eastern Cape and stuff doing so bad or poorly with their results? And how can AI help them? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
How can
what-
we help those like matriculants?
What are the rates in
Boss Lady will give us the facts now. Which I know, was it KZN that did the best? But it can't be KZN. But I think it's KZN.
why would it come?
Sorry to the Zulu people out there. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I think it was Eastern Cape that did the best, no? Oh, no.
Yes, it is Eastern Cape.
It was Eastern Cape.
Okay.
Eh? Oh, Western Cape. No,
Give
Western
me a
Cape
moment,
can't.
please.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you mean Western
well,
Cape can't?
Eh?
Western Cape can't do it.
The
Do poorly.
numbers.
It can't do it.
Eh? I have to cut this part. But what I'm
Anyway.
saying is,
Yo. Okay.
it's tough, nah?
It's tough.
Because I don't know how they do it. For me, every like private school or Model C school has 100% pass rate, right? Why not the other schools, more? Why do they have that 91, 90%? And how can AI help them get that 100% like all the other private schools?
Is AI, it's dangerous to assume that the only reason or the main reason why there's that 91% or there's that 9% of students who did not make it, that the 9% exists because of purely
Teachers.
academic reasons. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
100%.
Yes.
You're actually right.
Let's
Yeah.
jump into
Yeah.
that. So, pretty much what they're highlighting is that number one, socioeconomic and contextual barriers.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
So just like you're saying that it's not solely academically driven or the lack of comprehension and
getting to
things like that.
school, money.
Yes, it's about, like for example, like poverty and household instability. It's said that the Eastern Cape remains one of South Africa's poorest provinces, with many learners facing food insecurity, inadequate housing, and high absenteeism due to economic pressures.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Foundation phase weakness, right? So a general household survey found that poor performance in early grades linked to under-resourced foundation phase learning, right, drives long-term dropout and underachievement. So if in primary school you are not able to read without understanding, if you're not able to read with understanding, then obviously when you get to matric, it's a situation. Solving for X, it's not
Matric.
bub and place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Type things like that.
And sorry to cut, but you know how you were like in these Model C schools, in these private schools, you find that the pass rate is 100%,
Yeah.
right?
'Cause
So-
smaller classes, there's more focused learning.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think majority of the students from these schools, especially private schools, when they get to varsity, they struggle.
Okay.
They struggle. Please fact check for me. Ne?
Okay.
But for me, like growing up, I always thought like they're being fed information. That's why when they get to
Why
varsity,
do you
because
feel like that?
no one is.
That's a hot take.
Hard, because I feel like you see the high school I go to, most guys are accountants or like doctors or doing actual science.
It's not every high school, like private high
Yeah.
school. It's not every Model C high school.
Yeah.
But I think it's majority. Otherwise, why do they struggle when they get there? What
Do they though?
they do. Even just from a Model
I
C
don't
school.
think so, eh?
I know people. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I know people who are doing really, really well in high school, like top of the class. Well, people who were like, dean's list, but in high school, and they get to varsity, and they're no longer doing that well.
their parents were sponsoring the school.
Or they were rugby players.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I believe like most guys, even if you go to like a Saints Fest or something and you hear what they studied, mostly people venture in their parents' companies, they'll work there. But guys, I feel like that study, they mostly like doctors or accountants. So I don't know personally. Also went to graphic design and I don't know, maybe you're right, but I feel like they also worked hard because you must remember that the scholarship system was also a big thing and relied on results. So I don't know, maybe if you know, it's a hot take, it's a to agree or disagree. But I don't know, I feel like the pressure is higher because you know that you went to the school
Okay.
and you just need to elevate because you can't just do something, you can't just stay at home
Okay.
because you know that my parents took me here, I need to be higher.
Okay.
Because there's a saying that you can't do worse than your mom if you see where she's from and she took you to there. You know what I'm saying? Because we go visit my mom and then to see where she is now, for me to go backwards is a wrong step. So I don't know.
Okay.
Give or take,
No,
eh?
I wanted to hear your thoughts. But do you see what like kids in thingy, kids in these private schools, I think they really focus a lot on lifestyle. One, ne? Two, right? Those are the kids. But now
Yeah.
back to the system. I genuinely think that they're being fed information. So now when they get to varsity, because there's no feeding of information there, then it's harder for them to grasp onto what they're
What's
supposed to learn because they're not used to this way of being taught. Because varsity is, as much as we go to class, go varsity.
Yeah.
But it's honestly a self-teaching
Let me
journey.
tell you, I went from grade 7 to 8, going to IEP. Grade 8, I saw flames.
Wait,
I went to public school from grade 1. So I believe now, for me, for my child and my sister and them also, foundation is the key. So I believe in a strong foundation and then you can go further. But
So-
the foundation part, I didn't know what those other kids knew because we were like, bomb, 16 our class in primary. And when I went there in grade 8 to 10 of us, and this is how we do, there's a certain structure, I saw flames. So I don't know. It could be half-half.
So, what they are saying is that evidence shows that on average, private school graduates enter university with stronger academic credentials and higher entry rates. Yet, when controlling for prior attainment, students from state schools, your public schools, often achieve equal or better degree outcomes. Some private school students report difficulties adjusting to the greater independence. I get it. So that's your self-directed learning, your social demands of university life, which can then impact your performance, right?
Yeah.
So what it says that pretty much like the private school learners are most likely bound to get accepted. They're most likely going to varsity with like high grades, but that's because not even probably, they're from a private school. They had, the funds to get that mentor. They had the funds to pay for those extra lessons, to buy you all of those exercise books and things like that. But now, university, nobody's going to hold your hand. Unless if they buy you that degree and you go to a private university. Do you know what I'm saying? So so for overall pretty much the struggle with regards to the private school learners transition to university and the public schools learners transition to university, independence. Yeah.
Oh, it's
That's
based
it.
on
Maybe
you.
It's really just independence.
maybe I didn't structure it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's backing up
no,
what.
that's why she's here.
Yeah.
That's why she gets paid the big bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Ash, before we leave, I just wanted to ask, so is Orca Tutor affordable for everyone? Since we want to also we want to bridge that gap, as we say. How can everyone go into varsity equally with like Orca Tutor? How can I have access?
Yeah, that's the thing, is that Orca Tutor is cost efficient.
It's cost efficient.
Effective.
Producer efficient, effective,
Ah.
cost efficient.
Cost efficient. Thank you. So
Rich
our
laugh,
AI
that one.
tutor.
Rich aunt's laugh. That one. That's a rich aunt's laugh.
So our Oka AI tutor is cost efficient, right?
Okay.
Because pretty much it's like, okay, if I am a girl from Lewahomo,
Yeah.
From Lebakhomut to the world.
Shout out to Laho.
if I'm a girl from Lewahomo, and pretty much I'm like, okay, so I've got this child of mine who is in high school. Math and science is a bit difficult for them. All I probably need to do is pay like a license fee of like 100 rand, like between 50 and 100 rand, right? Depending on the nitty gritties thereof.
Yeah.
And then you get access to such a thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then from there on, you get to use it. And then let's say you get to explore like some of other functionalities. Let's say even for the parents themselves, they are working, they want to maybe upskill themselves even further, or just use this tutor to just help them through their work in day-to-day life, right? They can also do that, and then they purchase themselves a seat on there. Do you know? So yes, I do believe it's affordable for everyone. You know, it closes the digital divide gap.
Okay.
Okay, so, man, I heard you saying before we leave.
No, talk. You talk.
Okay,
Yes.
so I hear you guys, right?
Yeah.
Fully, and I love what you're saying, but I want to know how this is going to be implemented in the townships, in the rurals.
Where there's like network issues.
Yeah,
and
internet
whatnot,
access
right?
issues. Maybe, I don't know, like, okay, let's go for, yeah, just
Like in
that
the
for now.
rules,
Yeah.
rules. Sure. I think there we have to start with schools, right? With government. So I feel like there we need to start firstly with the government. As I said last week, we need to start from the grassroots, from those ones. We need to see where the money goes, how to implement it. I won't forget, we got one whiteboard in primary school. I was so excited. The one with the digital pen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, which one is this one?
I can only imagine.
Like, which public, department came to my school. Hey, shout out. We were so excited. We all pressed one by one.
Hey!
So I feel like if it starts from the grassroots, from government, so I feel like we can, as AI campus, we can approach governments first
Okay.
and say, listen, maybe if we start with one like resource center
Okay.
in
Okay.
the area and say, listen, if your kids you need help, we offer the system. So we can have an ORCA library or ORCA resource center in the area with government.
I love it.
Because government sponsor libraries and there's budget for
Let's go to the
sources.
municipalities.
Yeah.
You know, let's in this case we don't just walk up into community. For example, from where I come from, like home where my parents currently are right now, we don't have fiber. We don't have that. There's moments whereby probably like for like a good 6 hours or like 5 hours, if I'm chilling in the yard the whole day, I won't have network. Like I'll send out messages.
Sure.
Yo, people will respond like later on because they just went through there. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like a thing whereby like, where's our community leaders? Do you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Where's the, policy discussions? Do you know what I'm saying? We could do with like a little engagement. For example, they're building a community, having these discussions that,
Yeah.
guys, there are other rural townships, rural communities out there that have fiber. We don't even have fiber, but we are saying that there's a comprehensive high school, like just across the train station and stuff like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So how are those children learning? That means that those children in the community, those high school learners, are currently stuck, on the
Textbooks.
backside of the digital divide. So let's go. My proposal would be, let's go to the municipality, and let's have these discussions, guys. The resource center idea. Let's start off there with the resource. We have a library, community library, very outdated. Let's start by fixing it there. So while we have the resource center, they put fiber in.
Speaking of outdated, right? So how then do you, not even how then, do you guys think that the government would integrate AI into the education system to update the curriculum because it's very outdated. So my thing is that the AI is here, right?
Yeah.
It's very prominent right now. So
Definitely.
do you guys think right now there are plans
To update
to
the whole
yeah.
curriculum.
Because I think I spent my entire high school life hoping, every year, I was hoping that, okay, this is the year. This is the year where it's going to be updated, and it never
It
was.
will be tough because you have to change that textbook there in Eastern Cape. That one textbook where they just use textbooks. So you'll have to update the whole country. And then I think that will be... So with AI, the problem with our resource center and stuff, it can only work at a phase at a time.
Okay.
So I feel like it will take time to update the whole curriculum because the current state of the technology and divide in South Africa the way it is, it won't be updated for a while. Because I also saw that in Limpopo there's like a teacher has one textbook and is teaching everyone from that one
Definitely.
textbook.
Oscar, don't say in Limpopo.
No,
Don't
I
make it
heard.
a whole
Oh.
that the entire Limpopo.
Oh, this example is from
This
Limpopo.
example is from Limpopo.
Where in Limpopo?
I don't know. I must come with facts. I don't know the facts.
Eh,
Okay, in
don't
South
say-
Africa.
Yes.
Yeah. I touched that nerve. Sorry. Every time I talk about Limpopo, sorry.
Defending my province.
Okay, in South Africa, I had in a classroom, they only provided with like one textbook per subject. So they teach from that one to all the learners. They write notes. So it'll take time to update the curriculum, but AI can help. So I'm saying we need to go little phases. If we can build just one, have a few, 3, 4 computers, donation, we go from there. Then kids will come and they can see.
Donations are important, guys. Please
It
donate.
is, please.
Please
I think we should
donate,
start
guys.
also.
Please donate.
And you guys should come and maybe like get hands-on experience, you know, the viewers should come get hands-on experience at our EdTech Open Day. I think centered around the discussions we're having also.
Yeah,
At
so
our EdTech Open Day.
about that.
26th of June.
26th of June. Please come join us. We're having an open day at Tech. We're talking about everything educational in tech. Right?
35
Yes.
Ferguson.
35 Ferguson Road, Ilovo. Come soft life more. Come enjoy Sentin. Come eat the. So please come. Everyone's open. We will be launching the new product. Is it out yet? Can they use it?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Oh,
Yeah.
it will be fully launched. Fully. I'm putting the developers under pressure, but it will be fully launched on the 26th of June. So please come, be hands-on, come see the background, come feel it. Because we can advertise, but come feel it. Please, parents, teachers, principal, HOD, young
HR.
mothers, HR. Please pull through open day.
What's that school body that has parents inside? What do we?
SGB.
SGB. You know,
SGB.
parents are very influential. Like,
Yeah.
if they get there and they're like, I want my kid to have
Yeah.
Oka Tuta Kubiki,
Please,
you will have
come
it.
test out Kowiki. I'm gonna put Kowiki here. We'll try for you. Yeah. We'll be new editor. So please. So that's today's episode. Episode 2. That was fun.
Very,
That
very
was really
nice.
fun.
Definitely.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
I'm Tepo Panda. This is
Tato
Tato.
Pala.
This is.
Lady behind the mic.
And I will see you next week.
Guys, don't forget to subscribe.
Oh. No, but you already know. Subscribe, don't just watch. Please subscribe. Mamzo. Subscribe is down there. Press subscribe.
Yeah. Subscribe,
Ah.
like, comment. Please, guys, engage. We'll be coming in with
Please
more.
also comment down below topics you wanna hear us to discuss. This is really a month of edu tech. So we're trying to push that, but we're also open to hear. We're here to learn. We're here to, we're here to talk. Danko.